It is now official. It is a PR nightmare for the Indiana Fever.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I got to tell you, the Indiana Fever have got themselves a problem. They got themselves a real problem after, of course, we found out that Caitlin Clark suffered yet another injury literally 2 weeks to today ago during that Phoenix Mercury game. You remember the Phoenix Mercury game, the one that Stephanie White didn't bother to fire up her team playing DeWanna Bonner, and I crushed Stephanie White over that game. They got blew out. Sophie Cunningham's the only player that decided to show up. They got destroyed by 35. Well, that injury, the new injury, yet another injury. The Indiana Fever's got $1 billion entity on their team. $1 billion damn dollars. And they're a bunch of clowns, a bunch of bozos. You guys look completely incompetent and unprofessional. The way this has been handled, it's a joke. It's a joke. Look, and look, they can't say anything about conspiracy theories. You're complicit in creating them because you won't be open and you won't be honest. Y'all are talking about Caitlin Clark coming back. We've got two different Fever reporters, both reporting the injury did not and the injury did hamper her coming out and coming back. Which is it? It obviously hampered her coming back. You got this video right here that a lot of you have already seen. I just saw it in the last couple of days of Caitlin getting stepped on by a coach right there on the left.
Stepped on by the coach, and I think she's going to be all right based upon the grin on her face. But
the left foot, the one that's got the issue, she got stepped on. And today, I'm not even going to say Indiana Fever fans, Caitlin Clark fans are crashing out at a different level. And I don't blame them. I don't. Everybody's been hanging on. And even worse, everybody's been spending money on this team, which looks like a damn scheme at this point. The Indiana Fever know people have been spending money on tickets and travel and blah, 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 thinking that Caitlin Clark was her anticipated comeback. People tuning in and showing up at games, they need to understand that was because the idea, the aura that Caitlin Clark was coming back to lead this team into the playoffs. That's why people have been showing up. All right? People have been trying to stay invested because the GOAT was supposed to be coming back. I mean, seriously. So let's just take a little of the temperature in the room. I'm not happy with the Fever front office and their fan communications. I have tickets I paid for months ago to go to next Tuesday's game. I have airline tickets. I have hotel, restaurant reservations made. I don't want to bother you with cost. I fly first or business class, and I'm bringing people with me. I am devastated that Sophie Cunningham is now out, and I would like to know if Caitlin Clark will be playing. It's not too much to ask. The Fever need to be more transparent. Absolutely. Absolutely. I shared that. A lot of fans are in this exact situation. Come on. If Caitlin Clark is gone for the year, it's time to show a pair and admit it. Admit it. I got to tell you guys, it's time to go to Fever social media and began demanding, is Caitlin Clark coming back this year or not? Is she coming back this year or not? Ken Swift shared this. This is Robin Lundberg, and look, he's a media member, and he's one of these guys that really tries to play middle of the road kind of coverage. Coverage, you ain't going to get from me because I don't care who I make mad. But even Robin Lundberg is calling out the Fever. Even he is crashing out right now. I swear to God, his face gets red during this video.
Is officially a mess because not only is there not more clarity, there's more confusion about what her timeline could be. And that's coming on the heels of it seeming to be pretty clear when Clark would return to the court, or about when she would return to the court. It was said on the ESPN broadcast on August 12th that Stephanie White hoped Clark would be back in practice this week. Open portion of practice, Clark is not seen. And Stephanie White afterwards said it's status quo until Clark is back at practice. Well, what changed? Right? I know there's never been a direct timeline, but all the signs seem to point in the direction of Clark returning soon. Even Natasha Howard saying, see you soon, CC. Now it's like, wait and see. And there's further information coming out that Clark suffered a bit of an ankle injury in the midst of her recovery process. Did that hinder her return? One reporter saying yes, another reporter is saying no. Bottom line is, we need to know a little bit more. We don't need Caitlin Clark's in-depth medical report, but it's fair for fans to wonder if the Fever and the league's biggest star is going to return to the floor this season or what the chances are. And she's been out of action for 5 weeks, so it's not as if some patience hasn't been expressed.
Everybody's been incredibly patient. People are out of patience. They're out of patience. They've spent a lot of money. They've gone to a lot of trouble. And I feel like the Indiana Fever have taken advantage of their fans. They have taken advantage of their fans off the idea that Caitlin Clark would be back. Hell, we thought she'd be back. At one point, there was an ESPN game a long time ago where they talked about her coming back like maybe 10 days ago. It's been this is ridiculous. You can't even agree. Media members that cover the team can't even agree on whether or not this injury set her back or not. And then you have the idea that Stephanie White was asked about it yesterday, and she got attitude over it. Like, do you see her on the practice court? Then why are you asking? Because she's worth $1 billion, and she's the player that people want to watch. That's why Stephanie White. Nobody wants attitude from you right now at all. Seriously. Statement from the Fever spokesperson regarding Caitlin Clark's status. After suffering a bone bruise in her left ankle, there was no timeline or projected return to play, so impossible to say if it was impacted. So it remains the same to give Caitlin as much time as needed to ensure she comes back fully healthy, which every day she is working hard to do. I mean, honestly, can somebody explain how she got a bone bruise if she wasn't practicing? It's a great question, CDS. Inquiring minds want to know. What happened? Did she get injured by a coach stepping on her ankle? Surely not, right? I mean, if that happened, you are officially Barnum Bailey circus. I mean, what can you say? $1 billion entity. That's what Caitlin Clark is. $1 billion entity, and they're acting like some rookie single league minor league baseball team. I mean, that's unbelievable. I guess we're seeing what a league looks like that has never made a profit. The people in charge, Herb Simon, here's your problem. The WNBA finally has a player that is worth the kind of money that an NBA player is. A star, a upper echelon, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry. You got that guy, that person on a team that you own in this league. It's clear people involved with the WNBA, they were not ready and they are not capable of raising the franchise to an NBA professional level. So fire them all, and hire NBA people that aren't intimidated by the moment, aren't intimidated by having a mega star. I've said, I was saying Larry Bird for coach. No, hire Larry Bird as the team president. Hire Mark Jackson as the coach. Or Bill Laimbeer. Get some NBA people in there. All right? That have no connection or agenda to this league, personally or professionally. Because that's the other thing. You know, that's the other thing. Agendas. I ain't even got to bring. I do NFL and college football. Do you know how rarely I have to bring up any kind of agenda? I'll mention it 5 times a week on this channel. Over there, I don't know, I might mention it 5 times a year. What are we doing? Unbelievable. People are fed up. People are sick. People feel like they've been lied to. Money. It has cost people money. It has cost people time staying invested. They feel duped. It's a sham. It's a mockery. It's a sham mockery. What show was that from? What movie was that from? Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. The crash out has begun. It is now official. It is a PR nightmare for the Indiana Fever. Peace them out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.